Good evening. So tonight we have a little gift for somebody very special to the band, somebody who does a lot for us, and we got these flowers, and they're from Miss Candy. So if you would please come and pick these flowers before I go. Now we have gifts for the directors.
This gift is for Miss Jones. You can please open.
One for you, Mr. D.
We got her personalized little drumsticks, so she can use them to play the drum set. The drum set, the beat are good, not crazy. We also have a gift, but it is not finished yet. We'll give it to you next week, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. We love you.
As we young to come out here, I was telling the band that when I came out here before, I went back with them. I said, you know, several parents stopped me. They happen to be senior parents. And were asking me how unruly and uncooperative the seniors have been the last few weeks. And I can honestly say, I've never had bad luck with the seniors, you know, in band. Sometimes when we're getting down to the wire, it's a little bit hard to motivate them. But these guys, they've not been that way at all. I've been real happy with this senior class, and we're going to miss them. At this time, I would like to quickly recognize some individual accomplishments of our middle school and our high school students. If you made the all-region band, please stand. If you are in the high school band and you qualified to go on to the area portion of the competition, please remain standing. And this year we were very blessed to have two students make the Texas All-State Band, and at this time I would like to recognize them, Mr. Austin Crozier and Mr. In February, our middle school and our high school students participated in solo and ensemble competition. And if at this time, if you made a first division on any solo and ensemble, please stand. For the high school students, if you qualify to go on to state solo and ensemble next weekend, please remain standing at this time. Okay. with the Royal Braves Band is going to come up here and speak to you. I would like to introduce Mrs. Kathy Mays.
Always my dream as a little girl. I used to sit in the stands and watch those feet all going in unison, and my dream was to be drummer. And so, moving on, I'm here to talk about a very special man to me, Jim Blackshire, who was our band director all the years that I was in school. But I have to tell you that I have a long history with the band because my sister was also a drum major before me. And when she was in high school, the Royal Braves Band legacy was at risk. And they had band director after band director. One year they had 2 or 3 band directors. And the RBB just kept on holding on and kept on making their first divisions. And then in the summer of 1972, Jim Blackshire accepted the band director position, and he and his wife, Mary, they were here busily moving into their apartment in town, and they received a knock at the door. And at the time, my sister, Rita Moran, and her co-drum major, Kathy Allen, were planning to have band practice that day. So Mr. Blackshire relayed this story to me in later years. I didn't even know about it, but they were so tired of band directors coming and going. They came and they knocked on the door and they said, "Look, we're having band practice tonight whether you show up or not." And so he said that, he told me this years later, he said after they left, he ran in the house and he was like, "Mary, I got kids who want to have band practice." And so that started his years here at Cleveland High School. And then he stayed until we graduated in 1980. And I have a very special picture from my senior concert. At that time, in those days, at the end of the concert, they would line all the seniors up and he would come to each one and speak to us and give us a hug and everything. In those days, of course, we didn't have cell phones or anything like that. But I have a picture that he's at the end of the line. I'm at one end of the line, he's at the other end. And he's hugging the person down here. And then in that same picture, he was hugging me, which symbolizes that he was there for all of us. And he was a great man. He was a genius at his work. He knew exactly what he was doing. I remember as a little girl coming to the concert, watching the concerts, and he'd be up on the podium. And this was in the 70s. And so, God before their hair long back then. And what amazed me was watching him direct the band, and his hair would keep turning with the music. It was awesome. It was awesome. But he was a great inspiration to all of the students because not only was he a genius at his job, but he also cared a lot. And we recognize now that we're older that he spent a lot of his personal time with us, raising us up, making us good people, and we hope that we all went on to make him proud, and that would be my challenge to you, is to go on and keep making the RBB name proud of what you do in your personal life, because it will follow you all the days of your life, your experiences here in the band. And Mr. Blackshire drove that into us. I remember we had our rival band at UIL marching contest was Bridge City. We always, we're competition. Bridge City. Well, one year, of course, we made first division, but they didn't. And somebody ran over that and said, "Take that, Big City, Bridge City." Blackshire saw that and his face was red, he was mad, and he called us all together and said, "You do not take advantage of somebody when they're down. You erase that right now. I don't want to see that kind of behavior." And so the RBP also, with Jim Blackshire's leadership, brought us to know how to treat other people, how to have compassion, you know, and to do our best while we're at it. And a lot of you may not know this, but he was the inspiration for the song by Alan Jackson. It was written by a co-worker of his, Don Rollins. The song "It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere." Who knew? Who knew? But he, every day, Don would say, "Hey, Jim, go for a beer?" He'd say, "Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere." So Jim Blackshire coined that phrase, and the guy made it a hit song. He asked him to the CMA Awards, but Jim at that time was sick with throat cancer, and he was having chemo. He couldn't make it. Of course, he didn't receive any of the royalties that I know of. But great people seldom always receive the great things that we think they should receive. But senior year, I remember we were going for sweepstakes, and we were sitting there ready to receive the music. And what happens at that contest is you sight read. So you've never seen this music before. And so Blackshire, in all his genius, looked at the score, and it was one of the hardest that he could imagine us receiving. And I wasn't the greatest musician in the world. I was, he always called my baton an idiot stick. But anyway, he picked out what he thought needed to be focused on for us to practice before we had to play this in front of the judges and sight read. And because he was a genius at that and did pick out the things that were important, we made a sweepstakes. And we played it very well. And it was not an easy thing. Jim went on to, after we graduated high school, he stayed with us all of our years from junior high to high school. We have one band director, okay? Just one. And so he stayed with us, and then he went into sales for a little while. He thought he needed a break, but he had to get back into it. And he went to Humble High School, made them an award-winning band, went on to Montgomery Independent School District, helped them become award-winning band. He was an inspiration anywhere he went, and everybody, I mean, I was always running into people who knew him, and being that my name was Kathy Moran, he always called me the Moron. And so he'd go, "How's the Moron doing?" But anyway, he was not only a genius in his field, he was witty, he was funny, he liked to fish, he was a great man who tried to have us succeed at great things. And I think that a testament to him is that a lot of us have done well, and we've all tried to be good, upstanding people. It doesn't matter how much money you make, but that's what he wanted to instill. Do your best. Don't be ugly to others. Rise above. And so it's my honor to get to introduce you a little bit to him tonight, and also an honor that there's now a Jim Blackshire scholarship. How appropriate for the man that was making it. Congratulations. And I must say, in reading applications and everything, I am very touched by the hearts of the students here, and very impressed.
At this time, I would like to present the first recipient of the Jim Blackshire Scholarship and Outstanding Musician Award. With meeting with the Alumni Committee, I did ask that they allow me, or to consider allowing me to present this award. When this senior class were 6th graders, it was my first year to be head director here at Cleveland. And just hearing what you've heard about Mr. Blackshire tonight and knowing the legacy he left for the Cleveland Royal Brass Band, as well as those that came before him and after him, that was a very, very challenging year for me. And I remember this senior class as 6th graders. I'll always remember them, just like I'll always remember every class for different reasons. But the recipient of this scholarship, anytime we've needed them to do something, learn something, they've done it. Anytime we said, hey, I need you to learn how to play this instrument. This may be lacking a little bit next year. They did it. And they always did it very well. From composing music to sitting in the band hall, just playing the dog out of a piano. And the requirement for this scholarship is not to be a music major, but he just happens to have been accepted to Lamar University as a composition major. And so the first outstanding musician under the name, or in honor of Mr. Jim Blackshire, goes to Mr. David Fulcher. If we could, if you are an alumni of the Royal Brass Band, would you please stand? This is a very special organization, and I'm speaking as a former member of the Royal Brass Band, not as a director, and I thank you all for your support. I would like to say very quickly, in September 22nd, we have our homecoming game, and on September 23rd, we're going to have a Royal Brass Band reunion. And we have a little bit of research to do, but we're thinking that's going to be right at year number 60. On the first divisions of the Royal Brass Band at UIL marching contest. So, we will advertise that through Facebook and every other means possible. But to top off in memory of Mr. Blackshire, I contacted several of his older students, his past students that are now band directors, and got some names of his favorite marches. So this is one of his all-time favorites, and it just happens to be our favorite. So we're going to play Honey Boys on the Parade in memory of Mr. Jim Blackshire. grade beginner band. And these are the Outstanding Musicians Award for the East Side 6th grade band. Adam Morris, Mata. Katie Moore. Natalia Pena. Sophia Hernandez. Justormia Tarpley. Fernando Valardez. This young man has been first chair all year, Mrs. Dioscado said. And now for middle school symphonic band, this is the Outstanding Bandsman Awards, and the Outstanding Bandsman Awards goes to the ladies and gentlemen that go above and beyond to be just that outstanding bandsman. Miss Ainsley Doherty. And Mr. Tyreek Barnes.
Happy birthday!
And the middle school symphonic band musician is a unique character. When I go over and listen to the middle school band rehearse, I sit there after they're done and I'm like, I think one of my high school band members is sitting out there practicing because he's playing one of the marches that we play for contests, and every day it's a different one. This young man could sit in this band right here easily. Mr. Garrett Gross. And now I would like to introduce you to Miss Susan Ard, and she's going to come up and present our Peggy Alexander Outstanding Bandsman Award.
Good evening. Tonight I am here. My bracelet got stuck on my shirt. Tonight I'm here to present the Peggy Alexander Award. This award is in memory of my mother. In 1973, my mother was the band booster president, and she suddenly passed away from acute leukemia. My oldest sister was the junior drum major then, and my other sister was a freshman in the band. As you can tell, I'm the youngest. Jim Blackshire was the band director at that time. He quickly became part of our family. He began a plaque in memory of my mom because of the dedication and the support she had for the band. My mother passed away, I think it was on a Wednesday. We had band concert, marching contest that following Saturday. Sorry, I have to look at Daddy. I was the baby. I have to look at my dad. But that Saturday, and I think it was that Thursday or Friday when we buried my mother, both my sisters marched at UIL marching contest. because that's what my mother would have wanted, because she thought the band was the best. So it is with great pleasure that I present this award tonight in memory of my mother to Citali Rodriguez.
At this time, I'd like our seniors to come forward, please. It is a long-standing tradition of the Royal Braves Band at the last concert of the year for them to receive a pin. Y'all lined up that way. We're not going to be able to tell them what to do for very much longer. To receive a pin at their last concert. And you know, you're just seeing a portion of the Royal Braves Band, because in the spring we split them into two bands. The other half of the Royal Braves Band performed Tuesday night. And as I told the audience Tuesday night, another tradition of the Royal Braves Band is these guys are the backbone. They teach the kids how to march. They predominantly take care of the discipline in the band. They are role models. They're a support system for the directors as well as the underclassmen, and they keep me in line. And there's been many times through the years, the seniors and I, this is my 7th year, I think, as head director, that we've disagreed. And many times, they've been right. And I couldn't do my job without these guys. Every year is special. Every senior class is special. Every senior class has their own character, has their own contribution to the Royal Braves Band. We tell them all the time, what you have to remember is your senior year is your legacy. What's your legacy going to be? And these guys have impacted the Royal Braves Band and myself as well as my associates very dearly, and I'm going to miss them, and I wish them the best. And I could talk for 30 minutes about each one of them. So I'm going to present their senior pin to them now. First, Miss Reagan Connect. Miss Taylor Berglund. Miss Citali Rodriguez. Miss Melody Valadez. I think for 6 years, sometimes I call her Valdez, sometimes I call her Valadez, and she looks at me and I'm just like, Melody. Evaristo Rodriguez. You don't make me walk? Mr. Eric Jones. Mr. Mauricio Luna. Mr. Stephen Yates. Mr. Jesse Hooper. Mr. Damian Temple. Mr. Matthew Hurst. Mr. Keith Lovings. Mr. Nathan Tope. Mr. Corey Rancher. And Mr. David Fulcher. I would like to, at this time, present our Outstanding Freshman Award. Outstanding Freshman Award is called the Bizarre Fitch Award. And every year, at the end of the year, the seniors get together and they go through and they discuss every freshman in the program. And they discuss who stands out, who did the most, who had the best, the best attitude, everything like that. Bandsman-wise and musicianship. And this year, the senior class of 2017 picked Miss Brianna Mattis. Now we're all going to play one more song and then we're done. And I'm not going to talk very long, but I have to say some thank yous. I cannot thank our Band Booster organization enough. I cannot thank our Band Booster officers and Miss Kimmy and Lowe enough. They do so much for us. Thank you so much. There's not enough words to express how much I appreciate you. I appreciate your support for myself and the directors, as well as what you do for our kids. Thank you to our administration. Thank you, Dr. McCandless and Mrs. McCandless, Miss Fain and her husband, Dr. and Mrs. Barnes for being here tonight. Family, friends, supporters, thank you so much.